Who's ready to get a little bit better? If so, comment yes in the comments right now. Woo! Good. Let's get better. Let's not be satisfied with mediocre, with normal, with just getting by. Let's become the best version of ourselves that like the one that we've imagined, but maybe you've given up hope that it can happen. And that's actually kind of the line I want to go down to talk to you about. The question I'm going to frame this under, it's not actually the question that people say to me. They don't come to me and say, hey, Mark, what do I do when I don't feel like I'm enough? That's not how they bring it to me. But when we dig in a little bit and we start having some conversations, we realize that the root issue isn't what they thought it was. They were dealing in the book, The Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham. Highly recommend it for every single business owner. You just must read this book. But Keith, in that book, he talks about the difference between dealing with things at a symptom level and dealing with things that are actually the real problem. And so when we deal with something at a symptom level, like, for instance, my business isn't growing. Okay, my business isn't growing. And we deal with it at that level. Well, then we deal with it at symptom level strategy. So if my business isn't growing, I'm gonna get on it and do more sales. I'm gonna invest more money in marketing. I'm gonna try and get my processes straight, right? But that could just be a symptom of a deeper issue, a real root issue, that you don't feel like you're enough of a leader to lead your team. You don't feel like you deserve success. You don't feel like you don't feel qualified. Oh my goodness. So you see the difference of, if I serve a business owner, if I just say, oh, you need to make more money, like, I can help people make more money. I've done that a lot of times. I had one client, I helped him his first year with me. He made $800,000 more in revenue. But you know what? That same client, I started working with him about 4 years ago. For him to break through to the next level, it wasn't enough to address the business stuff. You know where we had to go? We had to go in deep. We had to do some deep work. So if you're struggling right now, and maybe you're already aware, like, I don't feel like I'm enough. Maybe you've had that. I don't feel qualified. I feel inadequate. I don't feel smart enough. I don't feel like I have enough experience. Man, I know that pain. In fact, from being a chubby kid in middle school, that was my weight, was I'm not enough. And I still have a twin brother, but my twin brother was skinnier than me and smarter than me, and people liked him, and more athletic than me. And nothing did my brother say to make me feel that way. But the story that I was telling myself on the inside was, Mark, you're not enough. You'll never be enough. So I'm not talking about something I don't know. And I just want you to know, like, if you've been in that place where you're like, you feel like you take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, it's weird, because, like, you almost feel a little schizophrenic, and you're like, I want to be successful. And then something in your head's like, no, I don't. Then people will know me. Then I might be exposed to, like, they might know that I'm not qualified. Like, why do we do this to ourselves? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but I'm going to give you just 3 points here that I think can help you if you're dealing with this feeling of not enough, unqualified, inferior, inadequate. If you ever have dealt with any of those things, let me give you 3 points. Number 1, this is important. This is the most important point. Yep, I got quiet. Don't get nervous. I've done this before. I just wanted you to lean in for a second. Here's the truth. You are not broken. In fact, what you're feeling, just about the bulk of society has felt. If you're a human being, you felt that feeling of I'm not enough. And I want you to know that you're not broken. You're not this inferior, inadequate person because of something you did or something you didn't do or something you don't know. Like, you're not broken. In fact, type it right now in the comments. I'm not broken, because you're not. Now, I know if you're watching this, you don't want to be normal. Normal is like mediocrity. You don't want to be normal. But I'm going to tell you, this feeling of not being enough is very normal. And so it's not that you're broke. Nobody having that thought is broke. You know what's broke? Your patterns of thinking and believing are broken. Your patterns of the things that you've pursued in your life, your values, those can be straight up broke. The rules that you have for your life, and your rules just simply tell you when you get to be happy and when you suffer. Most of you got rules that are making you suffer a whole lot more than you should. And so I just want you to hear, listen, you are beautiful. You are loved. God put purpose and destiny on the inside of you. He doesn't create junk. You're not broken. You're great. There's greatness on the inside of you. Why do you think I say that every single time I get off a video? I say, go out there and give your greatness to the world, because I don't have to know you. I don't have to be able to sit in a room with you to say, listen, there is greatness inside of you. Unequivocally, like unstoppable greatness and potential. And you just got to get beyond this feeling of I'm broken, I'm inadequate, I'm not enough. So number one, you're not broken. Number two, getting a little excited here. Number two, you've got to reject the lies. Reject the lies. Just, we're talking about if you feel like I'm not enough, it's a lie. And you've got to reject that. Now, I spend weeks and I take people through this and I coach them on this, and literally weeks and weeks, sometimes months, to break down some of these things and expose them. But the very simple process that literally you could do today, and you could say, okay, I'm going to write down what are these lies that I've been believing, that have been holding me back, that like in my low moments or when I miss that sale, what are the crazy lies that come into my head? I'm not enough. Your business is never going to be successful. You're going to go bankrupt. You won't make it through. What are the lies that come up? Like you're not as smart as them. You'll never, I don't know, fill in the blank, right? So what are the lies? And just write them down. And why do you do that? Because the quickest way to change is to face reality. I say this all the time. The quickest way to change is to face reality. As long as something is denied, it can't be healed. As long as something's in the dark, it can't be changed. And so the first step is to face reality and say, okay, these are the lies. But then what we do when we write those down, we hold them up to the light and we look at that and we say, am I really not enough? Am I really inadequate? Am I really inferior? And when you hold them up to the light, you strip them of their power, because that is a lie, my friends. It is a lie. And you can't allow it to dominate your life. So write them down, face reality, hold them up to the light, strip them of their power, and then find that new empowering truth and begin to write down and say, okay, what's the truth? I was created with a purpose. God loves me. I'm chosen. I am enough because He created me. There's purpose on my life. I can serve others. There's things that I can do that nobody else can do. You are loved. That's just a starter list for you, okay? But find some truths that empower you. You know, some of you are hung up on the mistakes of your past or the lack of education. Well, if you got mistakes in your past, you can literally find a truth that says, my mistakes of my past equip me to serve others at a higher level. Somebody taught me this. The people you are best equipped to serve is the person you once were. I'll say it again. The people you are best equipped to serve is the person you once were. And so take that outdated story that my mistakes disqualify me and say, my mistakes have qualified me to make a greater impact in the world. Woo! Man, that's good. That was just on the flow. My mistakes qualify me to make a greater impact on the world. So find a more empowering truth and begin to speak that over your life. Okay, so the third decision, which I've kind of been touching on all the way through here, is this, or the third point is this. Make a decision. Choose to do the deep work. I have a framework of what I lead people through in my coaching and in my mastermind. It's called the 5 framework, or you might refer to this as the 5 decisions of freedom. And I'm not going to go into all of them, but number 5 is choose to do the deep work. If you want to have the freedom you desire in your life, it is not going to come if you're only dealing with surface level, symptom level issues. You've got to go deep. You've got to have the courage to say, you know what? I'm not going to hide from my past. I'm not going to hide from those shadows and the darkness. Listen, as long as something is in the shadows and the darkness, it can have power over you that it should not have. So that's why we got to bring it into light. We got to expose it so we can strip it of its power. So don't let stuff hang out in the shadows, in the darkness, and dominate you, because you have too much greatness inside of you. So if you're going to choose to do the deep work, let me just tell you 4 ways, 4 steps, 4 methods that you can do that deep work. Number 1, you've got to get in an authentic community where you can grow. Because I'll tell you what, I'm in community, in masterminds, in relationship with some friends that like deep work happens because I've got people that will speak truth into my life, even when I don't want to see it. All right. Number 2, you don't have community? Take this one. Attend events. And guess what? Now is a great time to be able to attend events. There are more virtual events available, so many of them free. You're like, but they sell stuff. I don't care. They're going to give you tons of value for free. Get in some virtual events and tap into community that can be life-giving, that can help you do some deep work that you've been avoiding for a long time because there's greatness inside of you. I think I'm going to say that like 10 times on this video. There's greatness inside of you. So get an authentic community. Attend some events that are doing some more of that deep work, all right? Number 3, find a mentor. You don't even have to hire a mentor. Find a mentor, someone who's done the deep work, who can help you see things that you can't see. A wise person taught me this. We don't know what we don't know. And then she said, tell the truth and get some help. So you need to get around some people that can mentor you, that can elevate you. Now, the last one, and I say this often, but it's true, and I'm a believer, and I'm doing it. I'm smoking what I'm selling here. I pay a coach that I've worked with for years. I would pay him 2 or 3 times what he charges me for the investment because I know it's not a cost, it's an investment. So number 4, hire a coach who is good at doing deep work. Don't hire a coach. Listen, some of you business owners, you're like, well, I've hired a coach, but you hired a coach to help you increase your sales or get your systems in line or to work on your business. Listen, you need to hire a coach that specializes in working on you, on doing that deep work, on your beliefs, on your values, on your identity, so that you can get rid of the baggage from your past that is holding you back and propel yourself into your destiny. Listen, deep work is something you cannot do in isolation. That's why I started with community, right? But for the most part, you're going to need some help. And some of you, it might not be a coach. It might be a therapist. It might be a counselor that you need to go to, right? But don't try to do it in isolation. Listen, you are the greatest investment you could ever make. Because you only get one life to live, right? And you've got to take care of you so that, listen, when we're full, when we're whole, we can serve others in a way that we never could when we avoid and try to hide out from that deep work stuff. So if you're committed to doing some deep work after this video, maybe a little bit more deeper than you were before, type right now, deep work in the comments right now. And listen, find people that can help you and support you. I mean, I do the deep work and I do coaching in that. Right now, it's kind of a waiting list. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. So this was not a promotion for me, but I'm telling you guys, find somebody that can support you in getting through that stuff. Because if you try to move forward while you haven't let go of the past, it's not going to be successful. So lastly, I'll just say this: you are enough. You are enough. There's greatness on the inside of you. And in fact, you should get off this video right now and go out there and give your greatness to the world, because they are desperate for what's on the inside of you. So don't underestimate that and don't hold it back. Go out there and give your greatness away. I love you guys. Have a great